doesn't need me to change the links. Oh, it's working on YouTube. Okay, YouTube is working. Hi, YouTube. We're trying again because my computer is just very lazy. We'll see. Now we have to stream on. Let's try and stream on Instagram. Oh no, it doesn't work. Why? Okay, bear with me because I'm trying to multi-stream on different platform, and it's not easy. Yes, it's not. But we gonna make it work. Because why not? Why not? Just need to try this. Let me try TikTok. Probably TikTok will work. It's working on TikTok. Hey, TikTok. Oh my days. Wait, let me check if it's working. Wait.
One thing.
It's working.
We can be taught as.
I'm shocked. Okay, wait. No, it's golden. Golden. Yeah. Boom. Okay. No, I'm not live. Am I? I'm not live on. Okay, maybe I need to go on Restream. Okay. You guys just bear with me. We're gonna watch a podcast today. It's a podcast called God, It's Me Again, I think. So we're gonna start with podcast. The plan is to where's Restream anyway? The plan is to even watch shows together. So hopefully. Okay. So I'm live here, but okay, so I didn't put it on. I didn't toggle it on. That's why. It's working! Okay, wait. Let me check.
You're growing up.
It's working! It's working! Okay, great. Oh my god. I need to stop the sound. Sorry. Okay. I should have brought my stuff to check on the sound. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So, now all we need to have is Instagram. So Instagram, don't be a pain in the bottom, and work, please. What happened there? Oh no. Okay. Boom. Restream is working. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Boom.
Wait. I'm gonna keep checking if I don't know, I'm gonna have some people on my live on TikTok. That is fun. That is super fun. Okay, now Instagram. I'm so excited. Because you know what? This is so great because it's really removing you know, the whole multi-stream. Because if I stream on different platform, that's great because I can reach you all on different platforms and without having to stream separately with different devices, which is amazing. It is unique. I mean, unique. I don't know if that's the word, but yeah, it is amazing because it facilitates things for me. It's like easy. I just have to sit here once and manage just one stream. This is so helpful. But on TikTok, the weird thing is that I don't have anybody coming into the live when TikTok usually has a lot of people come in. Maybe it's because I didn't put the VPN. I should have put it. Okay. Let me do the settings for we still have Instagram that we need to set. Okay, so Instagram doesn't really need. Okay, copier, tac, streaming key, boom, save. Okay, boom. It's supposed to work. Instagram, are you here? Am I live on Instagram? Yes, I am. Hello. I don't see it. What's going on? Sélectionner go live. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, if I go to another account of mine, follow her. I go like this. It doesn't work. Why? Is it because it's coming through Restream? Should we do it with Restream? No. Okay, let's just try with Restream. But it's not supposed to be like that at all. Because Restream is only for TikTok. But let me check on Restream. Maybe if it could work. Like I could have like just one stream on. Could have just one stream on. Oh. No, so yeah. To go through this, I need to. Am I live, bro? Am I live? But no. Pourquoi ça marche pas? It's annoying. Wait. It's really annoying. Wait, let me not show you my crazy background. Okay, so why is it not working? Because right now we're supposed to be live on multiple platforms. Oh, okay, I'm supposed to push this button. Okay. It's going to start on Instagram. Wow. So Instagram is working. Hey, Instagram. This is so fun. Hello. Okay, so So. I'm wondering if it's going to work. You know, when I'm gonna end the lives, if it's going to save or not. I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I have somebody on TikTok too. That's so fun. Okay, you guys, I'm streaming on different platforms. This is the first time for me. This is the first time for me to stream on different platforms. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. Okay, you can find me with Golden Yoya. You just need to go to the platform and find me there. This is the first live. I'm testing everything, so bear with me. I didn't even put any title to the live. I don't know. Well, okay, so wait. I'm just going to pin a comment here. Watching the podcast. Oh, wait. You can hear the sound. This is no. Podcast. Watching the podcast. God, it's me again. Boom. Episode 1 and reacting to it. Problem is that I should have gone live with my VPN. Because since I'm talking in English and I live in France, I don't know what's going to happen with Twitch and TikTok. I think it would have been better if I... Can I pin this thing? Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. Oh my. Okay. This is really fun. Okay, so I have the chat of TikTok here. This is so fun. You guys, it took me weeks to set all this up. And now I'm live to activate. Click here. Okay, here. It took me weeks to do this. I don't even know where to watch. And so I'm so happy that now it's working. Because it's so going to be helpful for me to... Why is it not working? Okay, anyways, it doesn't want to work, so it's okay. It's going to be so much helpful for me to have just one stream to handle, you know? Oh shit, wait. Duck. Okay. And here. Oops, sorry. I don't know if it changed something. No, it didn't. Okay. Bon. I'm really happy. Can you see that I'm really excited and joyful? And problem is that I can't get the chat here of TikTok, but that's okay. That's okay, TikTok. We're gonna watch attends. Yeah, we're gonna watch a podcast together, okay? I'm gonna try and pin this. Comment on fait? I can't. Oh. Shit, I need to do it with my account. Okay, sorry. Give me a second. I don't even know what's going on Twitch. Probably we have like maybe one viewer there. And so, yeah. Where's my live? Hello. Why can't I access my live? Okay, so I just... okay. Doesn't want to work. This is interesting. Let me go check. And the quality of the live is good. I'm surprised. Oh, I love this. Okay, let me calm down And because, you know, the main... Should I stop the live and go back? Because there's like, it's been like 10 minutes. We've been just sitting here and I'm just speaking and, you know. But I think we can do it like this. Like this is okay. Now I can manage with my phone. This webcam is working, is really good. Good job, mama. Okay, let's go. Let's start. Oh, I'm so excited. So first of all, this podcast is so good. It encapsulates so many gems. I watched already most of the episodes, but I wanted to react live so that afterwards I can use the reaction live on the page and post it on the page. Let's go. So the mainly why I wanted to do this is for me to work at the same time and react at the same time. It's all about multitasking, multi-streaming, multitasking. You know, we're using the time productively just once in like multiple ways. And yeah, I'm already sweating. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is fun. Yeah, I can get the dogs off Twitch here. Well, let's start. So this one is called How to Avoid Toxic Relationships. It's going to be useful for a lot of us, I think. Let's go. Okay, si je fais ça.
Yeah, you know, if y'all have frequented our podcast when they were still remembering me, we've talked about and had episodes where we kind of talk about how attracting is, I don't know if the word we used was disingenuous or manifesting, or how did you used to put it?
I used to say that manifesting is manipulating energy.
Manifesting is manipulating energy, right?
And people can manipulate energy in a negative way by being manipulative to get the things that you want, as opposed to evolving and healing and naturally embodying that frequency of what you wish to do.
Okay, but first, let me introduce the host. So this is Candice Love, beautiful, intuitive therapist that you can find online. And her husband next to her, Brick City Buddha, that you can find on Instagram also, with like a way of breaking down processes and how men work and how the interaction between men and women can be broke down into steps. I mean, it speaks to me so much because it's like very structured the way he break down stuff, and I really like that. And also, we love their relationship. It's just so inspiring and beautiful to see. Yeah, them interacting and like sharing their insights with us. Wait, does the sound work? I hope the sound is working. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's working. So yeah, let's go. Can you tell I'm so excited? I need to calm the F down.
Desire. That way you don't have to have a manipulative energy to get what you want.
Right, which I agree with, which we've talked about in depth. We may get into some of that today. But a lot of people may not have dove deep enough into themselves to realize why we say that.
Yeah.
And they still in the realm of attracting.
Yeah.
They still in the realm of manifestation and stuff like that. So
like with manifestation coaches that are like,
right,
write it down 100 times,
right,
and things like that.
And there's validity to that. There's
Absolutely.
a step in the process where you do need to figure out that realm. So we do our best to meet people where they at. And we want to have a conversation on some of the rules of engagement when it comes to attracting, of course, your person specifically, because this podcast, we're going to talk about all type of stuff, as y'all probably already seen. But a lot of people going to show up here because of that language, God is me again, above all else, we kind of looking for our person in 2024, right? So for you, what do you feel is the biggest mistake that people make in the realm of trying to attract their person?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to attract their person is forgetting that you don't just attract who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You attract the wounds, the traumas, and all the things that you aren't conscious that you are. And I feel like when a person comes into their life, and they may cause hurt or pain, they may say something like, well, I didn't deserve that. That was a rhetoric that I had for a very long time. You may not be conscious that you deserve that, but it may be something, some wound or hurt in your past that kind of proves that you do deserve this pain. You do deserve this type of person.
Do you remember the statistic that you've thrown out before of how much subconscious? You always say something about like the majority or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it your body uses 80% of its energy to repress emotional trauma? Yeah. So you'll like in sessions, we'll have clients that we attempt to take back to their past so we can follow the drip, as you say, of why their past pains and traumas are manifesting into their present realities. And what they will say is, I don't remember a lot of my childhood, which is an indication that trauma is present when there's lack of memory. But the notion that the body uses 80% of its energy just to repress emotional trauma. That
to
means
manage the subconscious.
exactly.
Way.
So that means that there's a lot of things
Okay.
going on internally that you aren't
Okay,
even conscious of.
wait a minute.
So when you
wait a minute.
attract,
Wait a minute. Like so much is discussed. Like wait, because this is a lot, isn't it? It's a lot, no? They're saying so many things. Wait, let's go back. I was not even concentrating. I was responding to message. It's hard to handle like chats in different platform. Whoa, I don't even know what's going on YouTube. This is something. Oh my days. Wait. Okay, nobody's on YouTube. We're good. TikTok, we have a few people. Sorry. S'il y a des francophones, n'hésitez pas à dire si vous voulez que je vous traduise des trucs. Mais là, on est en mode anglophone. Si vous voulez ma page francophone, c'est Yoya en français. Et c'est là-bas plutôt qu'on va... Oh, I responded with my... Okay. This is hard to deal with, to handle. Whoa. Okay. Let me concentrate. So how to avoid toxic relationships. Watching the podcasts. God is me again. Episode 1 and reacting to it. How to avoid toxic relationship. The thing that is annoying is that I can't even name anybody. I can't even name anybody like moderators on TikTok. It's annoying. Okay, well, let's go back. I'm gonna concentrate because I'm trying to handle all the and yeah, it's difficult. I thought I could, you know, the plan was for me to come here and to, you know, I just put it on. Let me unpin this. How can I pin this thing? Yo! Oh, wait. Maybe on here. Listen, this thing is disturbing. Oh yeah. I thought I could handle it like well, but yo, I don't even know if I'm still streaming on Golden Yoya because I can't even see it. Golden Yoya. What the fuck is going on? I don't know if. Okay, sorry. let's concentrate on the people who are here, and then we can focus on the rest later. Because how could I pin something and now how can I pin another thing? Bon, bref. Anyways, okay, d'accord. Let's continue. Okay, let's go back. We're gonna listen to it properly because I was not concentrating.
That was a rhetoric that I had for
I was not focused. Let me focus with you all, because the conversation is so key. Like the way they drop so many gems on us on this podcast, and that's the reason why I wanted to rewatch it, because I watched all these episodes already, and it's like I need to react on live because I'm a lazy girl, and doing it on live is easier, and then I can just repost snippet of the live on my pages, and that's easier because listen, we don't want to work too much.
So for you,
back to the podcast.
What do you feel is the biggest mistake that people make in the realm of trying to attract their person?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to attract their person is forgetting that you don't just attract who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You attract the wounds, the traumas, and all the things that you aren't conscious that you are. And I feel like when a person comes into their life, and they may cause hurt or pain, they may say something like, well, I didn't deserve that. That was a rhetoric that I had for a very long time. You may not be conscious that you deserve that, but it may be something, some wound or hurt in your past that kind of proves that you do deserve this pain. You do deserve this type of person.
Do you remember the statistic that you've thrown out before of how much subconscious?
It is. I think it's a hard pill to swallow, and it's a hard thing to get, I guess. Attends. Avoid, ça veut dire... Yeah, avoid, ça veut dire éviter. La liste est longue, okay. Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, to think, or like, it's difficult to think that sometimes when we go through something so hard in relationships that we deserve it. But I think that what she means is that you bring back the responsibility into you, and you let go of the whole victim mentality, I think that's what she means. But I honestly, on this topic, I still don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I still don't know, because it's hard to think that sometimes you go through something so traumatic and so violent that you actually deserve it. Like, what? In what? But I think it's a good thing, because it's a good thing to look at it that way, because you take back your power in a way, and you're not really into that state of victim mentality, So it comes with nuance, and they bring a lot of nuance to what they say. And so I think it's all about keeping an open mind to this conversation, to hearing things, and maybe taking notes about the things that they say and sitting with it. Because sometimes we don't necessarily have the vibratory frequency to understand some things that are maybe more elevated from the space that we're in, frequency wise, So yeah, like taking it with a grain of salt. I think that's how you guys say it. So yeah, let's go on.
You always say something about like the majority or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it your body uses 80% of its energy to repress emotional trauma? Yeah.
What?
So you'll like in sessions, we'll have clients that we attempt to take back to their past, so we can follow the drip, as you say, of why their past pains and traumas are manifesting into their present realities. And what they will say is, I don't remember a lot of my childhood, which is an indication that trauma is present when there's lack of memory. But the notion that the body uses 80% of its energy just to repress emotional trauma, that
to
means
manage the subconscious.
exactly. So that means that there's a lot of things going on internally that you aren't even conscious of. So when you attract a person that you feel is a narcissist, there's a reason for this attracting. There's something because this is where the area of spirituality and emotion and humanness have to coincide. If I just say you attracted a bad person and it was just a random occurrence, that isn't true. When we start to embody the spiritual component, it means that things are happening for a reason. And just to X out or diminish or disregard that the spiritual connection, that everything is connected, that everything is in divine alignment, it's almost disrespectful to God to acknowledge that this was a mistake. This person that I attracted was a mistake. And so when you meet a person that caused harm or pain, there is something within your past that a skilled therapist, psychiatrist, or whatever the label is can pinpoint. This is why this person manifested in your life. This is why you attracted this person. But more so, this is why you entertain this person. So I never just look at a person and say, oh, you are who you attract. You are who you entertain as well. It makes sense, and it has a lot of merit based on the type of people that you choose to entertain. That has a lot to do with your past as well.
Okay, so maybe I should not comment. It was clear enough.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll often hear people say, you know, I don't want this particular type of person that keeps showing up in my life. And to a large degree, like, you may not get who or what you desire, but you always going to get who you are, right? A reflection and a projection of that. And low key, you actually do get what you desire. Desire has so many different parameters and functions to it. We kind of just look at it as a straight on direct thing. But if part of the desire or part of what you're comfortable with, like case in point, a woman may say she wants an emotionally evolved, intelligent man on top of all the other things that society tells her that a man needs to have in pocket. You may say, yes, I want that. You may not be ready for that. You may not have done the work to feel comfortable in a space. I've been in previous relationships where I was doing the work on myself emotionally. They may have been projecting out via their desire. Yeah, I want that type of man, but then this man shows up. You don't know what to do with it. And on top of not knowing what to do with it, it puts you in a space where you feel like you're being rushed. You feel like you're being pressured just by the example that I was giving off, not ever telling any of my previous partners, you need to do this, that, and the third because I'm doing it. But because I was doing it, it kind of reflected the things that they may not have been doing in their own self-healing work, which would end up in arguments, disagreements. You always think you're right. That would come up a lot because I had done a lot of work to see things with that Solomon level wisdom. Like I always say, the two women came to Solomon. I believe it was Solomon. You know, this is my baby. This is my baby. All right, cut the baby in half. We're going to see whose it is, right? That may seem extreme on the surface, but when you're functioning from a certain level of wisdom, based on the fact that you've been able to create so much scope from your healing, you get more range when you heal of awareness. And being in that space, that could be daunting for somebody that's not in that pocket. So you could say all day that I want that type of individual, but have you done the work on the other end to be prepared for that? And that kind of goes into the next aspect of this conversation. Attracting algorithms. We talk all the time about the algorithm on social media and what's coming through on your feed. Our consciousness, right? Our whole world is projecting out based on what we most consistently consume, right? It's not just on your IG or your TikTok. That's how your reality is being projected based on what you're consuming. So what would be your advice to somebody for how to shift their algorithm? And also, being that we have both done that, what has that process looked like? like for you, time frame, the patience you need to have, noticing when the shift of your algorithm is actually working, because sometimes it look like, yo, ain't nothing happening, right? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think first is the acknowledging of self-accountability. I know I say accountability a lot, but it's just so important because if you have a false sense of who you are, you're going to keep attracting people that you're like, why do I keep attracting people like this? Because you aren't doing the proper work to really understand.
Can you guys
who
hear
you
me
are,
now?
Why you
Yeah.
are that person, what
think
the
so.
wounds are, what the voids are, what the traumas are, what the coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms are. If you aren't clear who you are going to continue to attract people that show you. And if you aren't clear who you are, these people will be showing you clearly who you are, holding a mirror to you and telling you who you are. And you will say, it's not me.
Facts.
It's you. You'll say, no, that's a narcissist. They are the
Facts.
villain. I am the saint. I'm right and they're wrong. So you'll have someone that comes into your life based on the wounds of your past that you have attracted, trying to be a vehicle to help you heal, grow, and evolve to that next version of yourself. But because you aren't self-aware, you aren't doing the work that it takes to be self-aware, and because you're afraid of the shame, the guilt, and all the things that come with acknowledging self-accountability, you completely disregard it, ignore it, and push it to the side. So you'll never have the ability to be conscious of, I attracted that for a very specific reason. Let me not project my anger onto the person that I attracted, and let me sit with, why did I attract this? What part of me is asking to be acknowledged? What part of me is asking to be seen and nurtured, that I invited this person, this energy, this God, this angel into my life to show me these versions of myself? Every person is just an angel trying to show us different versions of ourselves and help us evolve to different layers of ourselves. And I feel like the first thing that a person can do is just see it as that. When you create distance and recognize, yes, people will try to personally hurt you, but on a soul level, on a spiritual level, the hurt is a vehicle to take you deeper into the layers of yourself. I feel like you asked a different part of the
Attendez,
question
wait a
that I want to
minute.
answer to. I had
Let's take a
something for it. I
pause.
just
Go ahead,
can't
go ahead,
remember.
Because this was
I can't remember what the
I was
questions were.
asking about.
so. This was a lot. This was a lot. You guys, are you okay? Yeah. So I personally agree with that. And it's yeah, sometimes it's hard to see. So she was saying that everybody is an angel trying to kind of like survive in this reality, I guess, and do their best, and sometimes that means hurting you. I don't know if I'm rewording this properly, because it's a challenge. I feel like, and that's why this podcast is so deep, is because it's bringing you back to the why are you here? Who are the people around you? What is this reality? And this will resonate on different level with each person because it's deeply spiritual and deeply deep. And so, yeah. It's hard to see. It's hard to bring back the humanity of a person who hurt us so bad, especially in a relationship. But, that's why. Okay, anyway, sorry. La connexion spirituelle est vraiment quelque chose de très important, effectivement. Yeah, that podcast is deeply spiritual, because I think that spirituality is kind of like it has ramifications in every aspect of your life, your relationships, the way you carry yourself, the meaning that you give to this life, to your reality, why you're here, and stuff like that. And I feel like it's important to ask yourself those questions, because one thing that I believe is true is that relationships are catalyzers. I don't know if that's a word, like activators. So being in a relationship with somebody will activate stuff in you. And most of the, I mean, let me not say most of the time, but the easiest thing to do for somebody who is maybe unconscious is to run when there's difficulties. When the actual conflict or difficulty that you're facing in your relationship is actually asking you to step up and to kind of like hold that challenge so that you can use it in your benefit for you to transform it and to evolve and to kind of like grow in the process. So yeah, I truly believe that. But I mean, you know, the facts are the facts, but then the reality is different. Because when you're facing your own demons because somebody is showing you a mirror, sometimes you just want to run. Okay, I'm saying this, but I'm not the type to usually run. But yeah. It's deep, guys. It's deep. Let's keep going.
It as that. When you create distance and recognize, yes, people will try to personally hurt you, but on a soul level, on a spiritual level, the hurt is a vehicle to take you deeper into the layers of yourself. I feel like you asked a different part of the question that I want to answer to. I had something for it. I just can't remember. I can't remember what the questions were.
I was asking about like what that looked like for you, the time frame, how quickly or slowly that may shift for a person.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I wrote in my book, Remember Who the F You Are. I had a lot of relationships that were very toxic relationships, unhealthy relationships. So even though I was still on my healing journey, I was very clear, I'm still here. There's something still within me that I'm not acknowledging. So while I was actively calling my partner at the time a narcissist, I was still acknowledging, but why am I still here with this narcissist? Why am I still entertaining this narcissist? There has to be something within me that not only attracted this person, but has chosen to entertain this person. So I'm still taking a look at myself even in a relationship. After that relationship ends, I recognize I attract a different type of relationship, but with different triggers, with different wounds. And I recognize I still feel like this is an unhealthy, toxic relationship, but I'm acknowledging what within me needs it. Then my next relationship becomes a little bit more positive, a little bit more loving. And I recognize I may actually be evolving because the relationship dynamics are changing. Yeah. And what I have the urge and the craving to entertain is now changing. Then it got to a point to where I attracted a man that was just a friend, but the interaction that we had was so healthy. He didn't want anything from me. He never tried to hug me inappropriately or kiss me inappropriately. And we spent an evening together, and it was just a beautiful evening that was just full of like a beautiful exchange where I recognized I'm almost there. I'm almost at the place to where I'm receiving the love that I want. I have the capacity to give the love that I would like to receive. And there's absolutely no attachment here. I have no attachment to where if this man stays or goes. I have no attachment to what happens after this night. That was the last time I ever had an experience with him like that. We just remained friends for years after that. And we never even spoke of it again. And every relationship started to incrementally show me I am getting closer to attracting the person that is a direct reflection of the healing that I'm doing on myself.
Yeah, that's something I referred to before as bridge relationships. I put up a few reels about that a little while back.
Okay, so I just want to bring a little nuance to that because I don't think it's a black and white thing. I don't think it's like, you know, you're experiencing stuff, and then by progressing, then you're like, but at the same time also I'm like, it could be also, but I don't know. I think it's not black and white, and I think this should be taken with a grain of salt, because it's not always just, you can progress each relationship, you can see the progress, and still, but then also it's like, where do you bring the responsibility to yourself and to how you carry yourself, and your responsibility on what you actually attracting. So that's interesting. It's really interesting. But yeah, because the way she's saying it, that would imply that you have to go through different relationship so that you can be ready in a way to receive that person that you're gonna stay with for longer period of time. And I don't know, it's like, I feel like it's not a one thing, it's not the book is different for each person. So some people can give insight on their journey, and it can actually work for them, but then also it can also not work. So I think it's bringing back the idea of, it's all about experiencing in this reality, and your experience will bring you rules, and you will bring you, not rules, but steps in a way, or like will bring you further from where you want to go. And so this will help you get where you want to get. But it's all about experiences. If you just sit and like listen to somebody tell you this is what you need to do and this is what you need to do, I'm not sure if this can actually work fully without you jumping in a way, jumping in the water, or like jumping in the void. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your reality. You're creating this, you co-creating with God. But yeah, we would love to know, what do I have to do? Just give me the steps and I'm gonna do it. But please guarantee the results. It's not like that. This reality is not like that. But when you understand it, and you understand that your presence here is more fun than hurtful and difficult, then you start playing. Doesn't mean that you play in like in a malicious way, but you start playing because this is your field. You came here for something. So you start analyzing and having an approach that is more into like, I'm going to break down this situation so that the next time the situation can shift in a little way, and it doesn't have to be drastic or spectacular. But you bringing, it's kind of like building your home in a way and being part of it, having both your feet in it. Okay, let me shut up. Let's continue.
And being that we so gung-ho on my person, my soulmate, we skip a lot of steps, and we don't have a lot of appreciation for the intermediate relationships and connections that need to happen along the way to maybe this caliber of love for yourself. And we kind of negatively look at and talk down on or think unappreciatively about those bridge relationships that you kind of just described. So when you are appreciating those, it don't feel like it's taking a long time, right? Once you are intentionally putting in the work to do that healing within, it expedite the process altogether, one.
Absolutely.
But when you aren't so gung-ho on, like we wasn't gung-ho on wife, husband,
Right.
like we say all the time, we was prepared to go the rest of our life never having sex again. Like I wasn't even worried about that. And you was 4 years into your journey, celibate, van life. And so many dope connections on my end as well. I was around beautiful, evolved women all the time in the capacity I functioned in Newark, Brick City Buddha, and all of that. And had I not had, I guess, the the spiritual integrity to be in those spaces as a man with magnetism, because I could have easily took advantage of a lot of those situations. So I had really developed the integrity. I had reconditioned my sexual energy as a man, which is also necessary. But then on the other end of that, to be able to have the openness and the freedom when one of my homegirls would say, hey, you want to go get some coffee?
Yeah.
You want to go out to eat? You want to go to New York? I would take them up on the offer. And it still wouldn't be, they may have felt the way, right? It may have been some level of just physical attraction, aesthetic synergy, but not having a desire to take it past there, I was able to get the downloads that I felt was necessary and help me once I was able to get to you. Had I skipped those steps, I may have made it to you. I may have not have had what I needed to not just surface attract you, but to also be able to maintain what we established when we first met. And then as far as the algorithms, I mean, a lot of this comes down to the micro too. We talking about more so the internal.
You know, that's why I like the way he break down things. They were talking about even earlier about algorithm, because you're building your own algorithm. Now, if you understand algorithms with platforms and stuff like that, your algorithm is actually the way your kind of like your reality function. You are defining the rules. You are the one who set the rules, and you are the one who respect them or not. And earlier he was talking about going on kind of like dates, but more like a friendship type dates with people, and having that relationship being not necessarily sexual. And I think this is also key, because when you bring back the human inside the relationships, I feel like that's when I don't know, you broke a ceiling in a way, because you kind of like the way you progress in life, you breaking different ceilings on top of your head so that you can get free, because the soul is, by nature, the soul is free. So, ok, les interventions des francophones, touf, super. Anyways, yeah, so, yeah, when you break the ceilings, you get to that space where you're more free, you're freer, and you can bring the human inside of your relationship without having to be animalistic in a way. And that bring like the sexual part on the side and bring more intelligence and integrity, the way he was talking about integrity, into how you carry yourself in relation to people. That's how you can, in integrity, get, how to say this? That's how you can, get the values of the relationships without having to be like, I want to take something from them, I want to have sex with them. And, well, okay, I'm saying that it's in a funny way. That's most likely like, oh, okay, see you, mon gars. That's usually men, unfortunately, that are mostly controlled by, their sexual urges and stuff like that. But let me not talk about them because I'm not a man, so let me just stick to me. But I observe men a lot, and I analyze them a lot, and I try to understand them. It's difficult sometimes, but yeah, bringing more, human to human interaction into your relationships, no matter the type of relationship, will bring you so much awareness to your life, and that will definitely benefit you so much more than having this give-take type of dynamic. Ugh. And I'm okay with not agreeing with everybody and people not agreeing with me, but I'm like, can we grow up? Like, having to like deal with people with how much can I get from them? What can I get from them? Is this worth it? I mean, can we shift? Because I feel like this type of mentality is really bringing us, or keeping us, oh, I need to go eat, keeping us down and keeping us not using our full potential to, using our full potential to evolve and grow, basically. Okay, let's continue. Drop your reaction, by the way, on TikTok. I need to go check Twitch. I don't even know if people are there. But yeah, drop your reactions. I'm curious to know.
What you put on your plate, right? The music, you used a great term the other day, the energetic free radicals, right? You say you want this top shelf man or you want this top shelf woman. You also said you was gonna honor your diet this year.
Yeah.
You also said New Year's resolution, this time I'm gonna get it right and I'm gonna stop messing with this, that, and the third. May not be vegan, but you made certain pacts to yourself. So understanding your energetic expenditures, I always talking about the 100-point system, where you kind of put your ducks in a row and figure out where you are expending your energy. Am I binge watching too much? Am I listening to too much music? Is my diet messed up? Am I moving my body in some way, shape, or form? When you start to honor all these different parameters of attracting, surfacing, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, you're going to realize that you're fine-tuning not just the societally programmed desires, 6 feet and above, 100K, whatever these dudes be and these women be saying, right? It's going to go beyond that. And now you're actually going to be reflecting and projecting those micro expressions of the decisions you got to make day in and day out to accommodate for your own balance. That's going to start to be expressed into the grid, and not just the romantic attractions, platonic, business, your social media going to change, right? The people that show up in your life outside of anything romantic are going to look different. They're going to function different, and they're going to reflect that work you're doing on a micro level as well.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't recognize, like I said, those wounds that are causing you to attract these people into your life. And people will say stuff like, you know, my spouse isn't trustworthy. Or they'll say things like, my spouse doesn't keep their word. And then I have to also ask, do you keep your word to yourself?
Exactly.
Do you trust yourself? And a large part of attracting the people that we desire to have in our life is being honest about who we are. You cannot hold a person accountable for not being trustworthy if you don't even keep your word to yourself. If you don't even trust yourself in your own decision making, because now that person is doing you a service, not a disservice. They're doing you a service by showing you, I cannot show up as trustworthy for you because I have to highlight all the ways that you don't even trust yourself, your own decision making, your own thoughts, your own actions, or your behaviors. I can't show up as a person who keeps my word to you because I have to show you, do you even keep your word to yourself? I have to show you who you truly are. And like James Baldwin said, if you really love a person, you make them conscious of the things that they don't see. And relationships are like God coming down in the form of other people, doing everything possible to show us parts of ourselves that we aren't conscious of. So when you are entertaining a person that just feels like it's complete out of alignment for you, you have to ask yourself, what is this person actually here to show me? What is the soul of this person actually here to show me and teach me? How are they trying to guide me in a human form? How are they trying to guide me deeper within myself so I can acknowledge, see, nurture, and heal parts of myself that I'm not conscious of? They are reflecting back to us areas.
Yeah. I'm trying to get TikTok settings here on my laptop. Give me a second. But what she was saying is, what is this person here to teach me? To show me? You guys, sometimes it's hard to ask ourselves these questions because it's like, why can't I get the settings on my laptop? Like, I don't get it. TikTok is not wanting to show me anything on the computer. Bro. It's annoying, man. Highly annoying. Consulter tes récompenses. No. Because I want to listen, and then also I want to be everywhere. Okay, let's go back a little bit, because she was saying some
years.
some
I can't
serious
show
stuff.
up as a person who keeps my word to you, because I have to show you, do you even keep your word to yourself? I have to show you who you truly are. And like James Baldwin said, if you really love a person, you make them conscious of the things that they don't see. And relationships are like God coming down in the form of other people, doing everything possible to show us parts of ourselves that we aren't conscious of. So when you are entertaining a person that just feels like it's complete out of alignment for you, you have to ask yourself, what is this person actually here to show me? What is the soul of this person actually here to show me and teach me? How are they trying to guide me in a human form? How are they trying to guide me deeper within myself so I can acknowledge, see, nurture, and heal parts of myself that I'm not conscious of? They are reflecting back to us areas within ourselves that we need to go back to and do necessary work on. So I feel like people rest on, oh, you're not trustworthy. They'll rest on those types of sentiments, but they won't get to the root of maybe maybe they're reflecting back to me that I'm the one that's not trustworthy. Maybe they're reflecting back to me that I'm the one that doesn't keep my word. That's necessary. And then the other aspect of the attraction is just
This is, you guys. So that would imply that every relationship has a role in your life. Every relationship. Okay. Oh, shit. I moved that. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's like life is calling for us to be, is asking us to be responsible and completely embodied in a way, and not in that, unaware, just floating in the air and being a victim, basically. They did that to me. They hurt me. They blah, blah, blah. When you are like a full force in a way. So, okay.
knowing what is emitting from your heart. Because a lot of people say things like, I have so much love to give. Well, the person that you attract may acknowledge that it's codependency. So a person that has so much love to give, are you giving that love to yourself? Or are you distracting yourself from doing the self-love work and giving it to other people so you don't have to focus on yourself?
Right.
So you can avoid healing in the way that you need to, and you're people pleasing and you have all this codependency, but you're masking it as love, and then you will receive a person that's being a taker.
Right.
You'll receive a person that's an energetic vampire just to show you you're giving too much. And you're giving so much of yourself simply because you are afraid of what happens when you don't give love. You're afraid of love being taken away, so you give it in abundance. People are showing us those parts of ourselves. And the last point is acknowledging also, you can go out to eat with somebody and you will think you look great. You'll do all your hair. You'll have all of the fire outfits. The men will have all the cologne on. And they think that they're emitting sensuality, sexuality, masculine energy, strength, and dominance. But the heart is full of resentment. The heart has been caged, and the heart hosts and holds a lot of fear and pain. So you're not emitting this love molecule that you think you are. You're emitting the frequency of a monster, a gargoyle, a person that is impenetrable, a person that cannot be loved, a person that doesn't feel like they're even worthy of being loved. And the person across from you, their energetic field, being empathic, is the ability and the superpower to be able to discern on a soul level who you really are. So while you are dressed up and looking all glamorous and good, your soul is telling a person that I'm hurt, I'm worn out, I'm resentful, I'm angry. And now that person shows up to you as the mirror and the reflection that you need to show you the parts of yourself. And sometimes when you aren't conscious of all of that debris that is in the heart, it's going to attract a person that's going to hurt you so much and bring you to your knees until you are vulnerable enough to say, God, I need you to help me remove this debris so I don't ever have to feel this pain again.
And then there's something to be said for, like, I kind of perceive desire as the fuel of creation. A lot of us aren't in a position to be able to even know what to do with that fuel. A lot of us end up wasting that fuel because we're in constant desire. There's certain seasons of your life where you're supposed to be in wantlessness. There's certain seasons of your life where you're supposed to be in stillness, commitment, dedication, galvanizing the energy you need to know what to do with a manifested desire. If I put all this gas in a vehicle, desire being the fuel of creation, I don't know how to drive. I don't know where I'm going, right? I'm just sitting there idling, and a lot of us idle in our single seasons because we haven't really investigated ourselves enough. We spending these desire coins, and we don't even really know where we want it to take us or what we want to do with it. So we end up wasting a lot of the energy that when you are able to fine tune and hold on to that desire and allow it to purify itself, it goes out with an even stronger, more direct resonance. Just like when we are in seasons of fasting, sexually or food wise or whatever it may be, fasting from TV or YouTube. We're giving our energy space and time to fine tune and funnel into one specific direction. So when we want everything for so long, like pretty much by the time we get to puberty, all the way up until maybe when we do quote unquote find a person that we want to settle down with, that whole phase from about 13 to 35, 40, whatever age somebody may be, it's the fuel of desire driving everything. I want this, I want that. So to be able to ask yourself, am I even ready to know what to do with an energy as powerful as desire? Is this my desire season? Am I even supposed to be wanting anything?
Yeah.
Of course, you got to want what you going to have for dinner and stuff like that. The micro, we always got to function in that space. But these top shelf desires, that for a lot of us, we're going to go multiple life cycles without being able to attain them. It takes a lot to be able to get into an energetic trajectory to be with somebody that I'm this aligned with. You got to ask yourself, do I even know what to do with this fuel just yet? And then that'll put you in a space where it brings us to another nuance of this question. Does everybody deserve a soulmate?
I feel like there are many soulmates in different forms.
Romantic
okay.
expression of a soulmate.
Right. Are you even ready for a romantic expression for a soulmate, like you just said? And I feel like that is
What is this?
Or is this the pillow? I feel like that's just a version of yourself that you have earned. And like I say all the time, we look at people and we refer to people as reflections, especially once you start to get in the spiritual community, but you start to get into like quantum physics and things like that. We recognize that everyone is a reflection. There is only one of one, right? And so I feel like with that, as you evolve, you earn who you are, because the other person that comes into your life is just going to be you. It's just going to be a reflection of you.
Yeah.
So whoever you earn as a soulmate is who you deserve as a soulmate. Whoever you earn as a spouse is who you deserve as a spouse. And as you heal, grow, and evolve, you will earn yourself as a soulmate, whether that is just being you or you actually manifesting and attracting a different version of yourself in the form of another person that directly reflects all the healing you've done on yourself, all of the work that you've done on yourself, all of that intentionality. So until you have done that work to heal, grow, and evolve, you deserve whatever type of soulmate that you get, and you deserve whatever type of spouse you get. Because every person that you meet is a vehicle that is designed to take you to your next level of self. And it won't always be that romantic, we stay married for the rest of our lives. Some people, it will take lifetimes for you to experience that. And the beautiful thing is being able to surrender enough and be accepting enough to say, God, if it's not meant for me, if it's just meant for me to work on me, if it's just meant for me to heal what I need to heal, to evolve out of what I need to evolve out of, I'm okay with that. And typically, when you get to that space where the acceptance is not just a game, where the surrender is not just something cute to say on the God It's Me Again podcast, when that's something that you actually live, you actually start to attract, because there's no desperation and need for desire. You start attracting who you are. You start attracting the ease that reflects the healing that you've done.
I just looked up the etymology of the word deserve, and you got, what is it? To be entitled to because of good service. So also asking yourself, how do I serve or service myself?
Yeah.
And I think one of the most powerful moments I had in my journey, especially in my celibate season, like, bro, I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving of any of these things that my heart may be asking for, that this pain being so much, it would be beautiful to be able to accommodate some of this pain with something soft next to me. I ain't deserve that. I wasn't worthy of that, and I had to be real with myself about that because I wasn't serving myself properly. And that entitlement that we talked about in the
It's
previous
definitely
episode,
entitlement,
right?
yeah.
That entitlement is kind of based on this society of instant gratification. We feel like if we do work for 1 minute, we want to walk into the gym and throw up 1,000 pounds the first day and post our pic and be over and done with it. We kind of take this approach of what it takes to curb and to shift into these different various versions of yourself to, like we spoke about before, know higher self, but giving yourself the space to open up to these different versions of you that need to come up. And I needed space and time to sit my ass down, to stop smoking, to stop having sex, to stop chasing, to stop wanting, because I knew that wasn't a want and desire season. That was me needing to get myself right without the ulterior motive of what this season was going to do for me. I was just so broken and in shambles. I know I couldn't see anything past. I need to do something about this right now because I'm done up.
This brings up is my mic working? Yeah, this brings up the importance of time, the importance of suffering. Unfortunately, I don't know if the right word is suffering, because I think that suffering is a choice, so you choose to suffer or not. But like hardship is part of this reality, so, and that's so unfortunate. I'm still looking for like a way to understand how to actually be here and understand the lessons without having to hurt. Like, it's unnecessary. We're smart people. We can understand without having to be beaten. You know? So I'm like, yeah. But maybe it's utopian of me to wish this could be the reality. I feel like, unfortunately, rock bottom, for example, or going through very difficult moments and times in our lives are usually the catalyst to our biggest growth, our biggest jump in our healing and growing. Unfortunately, honestly, but I do trust in us, in the fact that we don't have to suffer. I can't wrap my head around the fact that we have to suffer to actually grow. Like, why? But then at the same time, it's like, duality, yay. And yeah. But what he's saying is so important, and it's so key, because in each of us, as long as we lived a little bit, we grew because we hit the bottom, or because we been through something traumatic or something hurtful and difficult. Yeah, difficult. I think difficult is more of the word than traumatic. Because imagine, like, having to go to some... I feel like sometimes when I think about this and the way, hurtful situations have a place in us growing, I'm like, what is this reality? Like, are we in hell or something? Yo, why did we sign up for this? But that's just me. Maybe that's just me, and maybe everybody is cool with it. But I'm like, yo, when we take the equation, it's like your innocent self plus suffering or plus hardship equals you growing. Can we change the equation? Can we, like... I can't help but think that there must be another way. Because I don't know, maybe that's me with resisting resisting this because I don't like hurting. I don't like suffering. I would rather have another way to learn than learning through suffering and hurting. Why? It's unnecessary. It's like in a way, it's like a disrespect. I feel like it's a disrespect to my intelligence and a disrespect to, I don't know, my cognitive capacities to accept that I have to hurt to grow. What? Earlier, I was thinking about something that we say in my country. We say like sometimes when somebody needs to learn in a more harsh way, we would say, you're just like a donkey. We have to hit you so that you can move, which is a horrible, horrible image, I know. But unfortunately, in my country, people use donkeys as transportation sometimes. So this is an expression to actually say that you're stupid in a way. You can't learn without having to go through something difficult. And so I'm like, yo, respect me. Like, come on. I can learn without having to go through something horrible. Yeah, because I'm smart like that. But then also it's like, how did you get here? Yoya, how did you get here? I got here because I went through some horrible stuff with people. And so I grew and I learned and I shifted and I took everything and used it for my benefit. And here I am. But it is sad. It is sad. It's sad, right? It's sad. Because we're smart creatures, right? Anyways, this is one of the many unanswered questions that I have. Yeah, let's keep going.
Out here in these streets. So a lot of us got to have that very honest conversation with ourselves. It don't mean you not worthy. We worthy just being children of God. We worthy just being parts of the overall oneness. Just being alive, there is worth to you. But worth is different from deservingness. A piece of gold is still a piece of gold. For it to be worthy to be on that king's table, it got to be shaped into a plate. Right? So this does not mean that you got to have all this negative self-talk because you may not deserve it just yet, to be able to maintain that dichotomy of I'm worthy no matter what. But I got to put some work in. I got to do these good works in service to be at a point where my deserving vibration is now going out. And as soon as you hit that, as soon as you align to a certain frequency, the universe has no choice but to match and accommodate that frequency. It ain't a bunch of extra work you got to do on top of that. You just got to do what it takes to be able to rise into that frequency that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to acknowledge the more you heal, the better you attract. And then the better you entertain. Mm-hmm. And then the better your life becomes. Mm-hmm. Based on your own healing. It all goes back to that. And I want to touch back on the algorithm because I want people to understand how deeply serious it is. Remember, all social media cameras that are directly in front of us, they are built and programmed to directly reflect the human vessel. So an algorithm is just doing its best to project or create how the mind works, how the human works, how the psyche works. So it is reflecting back to us on your explore page, mm-hmm. all of the things going on within your vessel. Mm-hmm. It's very intelligent to the point.
Micro desire buttons you keep pushing. Yeah.
And to the point when you speak about fried chicken and then you open your phone and what's present? Pictures of fried chicken, because that's the part where it's like, are they spying on us? Well, we can start to compare that to human life because is there entities spying on us? Is there energy spying on us? Or is that the magic of spirit? Is that the magic of God that says, based on whatever you allow into your subconscious, based on whatever it is you entertain, based on whatever it is you give your energy to, I'm going to give that exact thing to you. Whatever it is you want to experience, I'm going to give that to you. So if you spend your days searching things on social media, watching things on TV, listening to certain music that has a certain frequency or vibration, entertaining gossip, relationship drama, entertaining things with your friends that you probably don't have no business entertaining, toxic relationships, toxic environments, drinking, smoking in ways that become addictive patterns, gambling in ways that become addictive patterns. You have entered so much debris into your subconscious vessel, but you think that you are about to attract a pure partner that you're going to spend the rest of your life in romantic love with, but you got all of this debris in your heart, in your subconscious mind, in your body based on the food you listen to, in your cells, in your DNA based on the food that you eat, all based on the food, the music that you listen to that goes into
listening.
It is.
Even when you eat, you're listening to the energy of the food internally. Yeah.
The music goes into your cells and your DNA and directly impacts your frequency and your vibration. How logical is it to think that you will not attract all of the things that you consume? And this is what the algorithm is. It's not just the algorithm on Instagram and YouTube. It's the algorithm of who you are. It's what you choose to put your energy into. And then that algorithm is going to spit it right back out to you. And when you entertain it, the algorithm says, oh, she likes this. Oh, he likes this. I'm going to give them more. So when you're entertaining people that aren't trustworthy, people that don't the things that, because some things you will attract and it'll be based on old programs that you've had, old things that you have healed from. But when it comes back into your life, because God is like, let me throw this and see if it's just a test, but let me see if this person actually entertains it. And if you entertain it, it's still who you are and who you are working to evolve out of. And if you don't entertain it, it sends messages to the algorithm that this is not anything that you're interested in anymore. Let's move on to the next. Let's send something based on the improved algorithm, the improved paradigm. Even phones have to be updated. So the updated version of this person, let's send a person into your life based on this upgraded version of who you are.
And that brings up, you kind of talked about where I wanted to go as far as also what you're susceptible to. It may not be at the top of your algorithm, but like you said, an old pattern. And I was working with one of my brothers about 6 months out of a breakup. And he said, you know, he had kind of cleaned up his social media. He removed her off of pretty much everything, but she was still able to see his story. And, you know, he does business online, so he got to look at his metrics. And every time he would look at the viewers on his story, she would be there. He like, bro, she watching everything, right? She said she ain't really want to be with me no more, but why are you watching my story? So he was like, it was kind of bothering him, and it was making him want to reach out. So he found some option, I didn't even know it was there, where she can't even see his story. Now, mind you, she hasn't reached out, he hasn't reached out, but when she saw that she could no longer see his story after about a week, and all of a sudden now she texting. This is childish, why I can't look at your story, and all this other stuff come out. And he was like, I was at some meeting out of town, and he was like, I saw it, but I couldn't respond. And then the next day I'm sitting there like, all right, am I going to respond to this? He calls her, right? He thinks about it, but he calls her. And they ended up getting into it. He just wanted to see where they was at with it and why that was such a big deal, and explain why he felt the need to block her from the story. She like, you might as well just block me then, right? And she went on to block him. So in him calling her, they kind of get into it. And he was like, bro, it got to the point where I'm on the phone like sweating, screaming, right? Sweating in this argument. And after everything happened, I felt even more depleted than my already being heartbroken, working my way through the detachment from her. And he was more so saying, why would she do that? Like, if you're trying to let me go, why are you watching my story? Why do you feel away? I'm like, nah, the question is, why did you feel the need to respond to it? You know what I'm saying? And in that moment, as you're working your way out of this relationship, you're trying to set a new algorithm and a new precedent. These are some of the micro moments that you got to be able to catch of noticing what am I actually still susceptible to? Because a lot of our conversation was, and he wasn't being like a hole with it. He was just saying I'm a little further along in my journey. I'm evolved emotionally in certain ways more than her, but here go in a micro expression of what you are susceptible. That if you're not able to hold the mirror up to yourself in that moment of you logging in, you purchasing, because she didn't need to know why you did that. You trying to detach.
Right.
Who cares if she feel away? But
Yeah.
as soon as you picked up that phone, that susceptibility exposed itself and you brought yourself right back into that particular algorithm. And on the other end of it, you telling me about why she doing it as opposed to why did I even. Brings up one of the last points where, you know, we very big into spelling and language and the vibrations and the algorithms we throw out based on how we say things. I looked up the etymology of the term or the word date. Right. And of course, we use that dating as our main vehicle for how we talk about exploring, which is a term that I actually have been advocating more so for the people that I talk to. But the etymology of the word date is Latin from data, right? Noun used under feminine pretext that represents given, grant, offer, right? It got to the point where I was in that space where I wasn't dating. I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't offering or looking to be granted anything. But I was just exploring energy, not even talking about sexually. When we have this guise of going into these exchanges, going into these outings, having dinner, coffee, whatever it is y'all doing, with the vibration of dating, looking to eventually get something out of it, to be granted something or to offer something from rip, I feel like this is sending out a disingenuous vibration, and it's pretty much mandating that, yeah, I am ready to be offered something. Even if it's just, this could be my boyfriend or my situationship or whatever it be, outside of even just marriage. We go into it with the context, I deserve to be offered. I deserve for you to put something on the table to show me your cards and wait for me to select, or vice versa. And it kind of eliminates this necessary space of going into these exchanges without the guise of trying to get something out of it. Well, let me just learn this person. Let me just have a moment to learn myself through the reflection of this person in this outing that we're going to engage each other in. What would you say to that question of, is dating, the term dating, counterproductive in certain ways?
I mean, I guess it can be counterproductive because, like you said, you're looking to get something out of it. But that's why there's a chapter in my book. I can't remember what the chapter is, but it teaches you the proper way to entertain someone that you are just meeting. It teaches you how to properly ask questions, not to that person, but to that person's soul, on how to get the truth of why that person is there. And I think if we start asking those necessary questions that look like, what is your soul here to teach me? What can I learn from you? What can you show me about myself? How is this relationship going to impact me emotionally? How can I prepare for my emotional well-being if this is a relationship that is going to take place? There's just so many questions that you deserve to ask the soul, and you deserve to receive answers from the soul, which will let you know if you need to prepare for a romantic relationship, if you should prepare for a friendship, if this dinner is going to be the only thing that we are meant to entertain, because essentially you're entertaining people that you don't have no business entertaining. There are infinite pathways to God. So yes, this relationship will still guide you down the path you need to get to, I guess, fulfillment or emotional or enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment, like people want to get to. But a lot of these relationships are going to make it even more difficult for you to get there. There's going to be a lot more pain that you have to experience when you don't properly vet people spiritually the way that you should. So if you go into it with thinking that this is a date and this is a date that can possibly lead to a romantic relationship, you have not properly asked the questions that are necessary to give you the insight of what the purpose of this relationship is.
I think that's it. I think you just tied that up beautifully, put the bow. and a ribbon
Oh,
on the
the
gift.
episode
So
is done.
I think that locks us in for, we're not gonna say numbers no more. Another episode of
God, it's me again podcast.
It was
Let 'em know what to do.
great.
You can like, comment, and subscribe
and favorite.
Okay.
and favorite.
You guys, I think we're done for the day. It was great. It was a great try. I think I'm gonna do better next time because that multi-stream handling all the chats and stuff is not easy. But I guess I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow. The plan was for me to actually listen to those podcasts and work, but there's too much keys, like too much gems coming from the podcast. So I need to find a way to be able to work and also be here with y'all and be able to actually interact with you because you guys don't really interact, and handle also the chats better because woo, it was something. It was something. It was a little difficult to handle, but tomorrow I guess I'm gonna do better. Yeah, that was fun. I think that what came out of this podcast episode about how to avoid toxic relationships is to actually be humble enough to know that you attract the vibration that you are. Even if I'm not 100% with that, I don't think it's just black and white like that. I think there's nuance to it. But this is part of it. And I think it has a big part of it. And your vibration is not just how you carry yourself. It's also what you entertain and how you build yourself. How much you allow yourself to be in relationship with others, depending on which type of relationship you are in, not necessarily romantic, and how you are able to use the alchemy that you are creating with a person to actually grow and evolve yourself, to be able to get to that goal that you want to get, where you want to get. But I think also there's things that are not in our hands. And also there's a lot of things that are. We are responsible for us and for, the way we carry ourselves. It's all about leaving that victim mentality. They did that to me. They done that. They treated me like this. And more into responsibility and being able to be powerful in your own vessel, in yourself, in how you are, and getting into that space of I'm creating my reality in a way, and things that are happening for my benefit. What can I get? What can I get from those interaction that I got with people to help me improve in a way? So it takes humility, and it takes practice, and it takes experimentation, and that comes with life and with giving yourself the space to actually experiment with life, basically. So see you tomorrow. I think I'm gonna come back with episode 2, and see you tomorrow. Okay, how am I going to end this live thing? So let's end Twitch first, and then it's going to end YouTube, and then TikTok, and then Instagram. Let's go. Okay. Is it done?